Alright, good morning everybody. It is November 9th, 2016. Uh, Quite a day to be alive, let me tell you. Getting out here in the garden this morning, kind of relax a little bit. It's a really nice, cool, windy morning. Just taking a look at my sweetmeat squash plants here, which look to be doing alright. Getting a little bit more sun and everything. They seem to be holding up pretty fine. So I need to get these transplanted pretty soon here. As for everything else that's going on in the garden, let's go take a look. I haven't checked out anything yet this morning. Alright, so basil still going to flower, but doing very nicely. Basil flowers are gorgeous, of course, and they do attract bees and other pollinators, so that's always some good information, good news, I guess. The eggplants are doing well. The big humongous flower that I had on this one, it fell off. I'm hoping, so I guess that means that it probably did not get pollinated. We've got like that kind of thing going on here, but I don't know if that's the flower itself that hasn't emerged yet, or if that is an eggplant in there. You can see some of the other flowers that I'm hoping did get pollinated. We'll see. We'll see what happens with those. Got my Brussels sprout back here, is doing pretty well. Something is eating the hell out of it, but it seems to be surviving. I've got a couple of nice peppers here. This guy's turning red, and I've kind of looked around. I was concerned that maybe there was a hole or something like that. A bug might have gotten into him, but it doesn't appear to be the case. Just seems to be ripening a little bit faster than the others. You've got ones like this as well that are ripening up. Also doesn't seem to be too bad, but that guy right here I got to take off because he is not doing too well. Same up here. Also, something's eating him a bit, so I'm thinking I might have to spray these down a little bit, try to get them whatever is eating into my peppers, get them off my peppers. The pasilla chili is doing very, very well, although these peppers are nowhere near as big as I was hoping they would get. Pasilla peppers, at least that I'm familiar with, are typically much, much longer, much bigger. These are much closer to the size of pasilla chilies that you do find like dried in the supermarket. I went out and got some Epsom salt. I've heard that is very, very good for both peppers and tomatoes, seeing as it's basically magnesium sulfate, magnesium and sulfur, and both of those things are good for growth. I found this kind of funny. My pepper plant is acting like a vine or something, trying to like climb up my the side of my house here. So let's go ahead and talk about some other things going on here. Oh, my onions fell over. Got to get a little bit more water in there, but these guys seem to be acclimating well. As also, onions are easy, so that's always good. Moringa is looking good, putting out new growth. This whole leaf right here, or branch I guess, is new. They get water once a week, if that. Actually, I kind of wait until the soil dries out really thoroughly, then wait another day or two, and then I water them. So that seems to be about a week and a half roughly between waterings. As for the garden, I got a couple of, the raised bed, got a couple of neat things going on here. It is the very beginning, of winter here, but I mean, it's only like 70 degrees, maybe on average during the day. It's maybe 68 right now in the morning. You'll notice that my lettuce already started to bolt. 4 of them did that already. Well, actually all 5 of them really had done that. I went ahead and chopped the center stem off of this guy and that guy, kind of almost as a little bit of an experiment. I just want to see what happens with them. Do they grow back? Do they start bolting again immediately? I'm gonna let at least one of them go ahead and go to seed, because I don't need this much lettuce, romaine anyway, and then also I'd like to be able to have some seed for next year, and I think 1 plant's worth is probably going to be plenty, as far as that's concerned. So with that in mind, then mustard greens are coming back very, very nicely. They're looking really healthy, really good. Same can be said for the kale. This is that kale that got chopped pretty much down to its core, and it has really sprung a comeback here. It's doing really, really well. Same with that guy. That was the little tiny runt of the litter, I guess. Really just wasn't doing too hot. Now that has a little bit more room to grow, it's doing very well. The onions are doing fine as well, and these 2 new types of kale that I put in here, the scarlet kale, is surviving and thriving as well. And so I'm excited about that. Sorry, just doing a little bit of weeding over here. Okay, bean sprouts are doing very well. They're popping up, starting to put out new leaves here. Soon enough, hopefully, I'll be able to start vining them, and that'll be exciting, of course. This tomato plant is just absolutely taking over and doing fantastically. I've got all kinds of new growth. I got all the way up at the top of the plant, I got new tomatoes coming in all the way over here. Beautiful, beautiful tomatoes. And then my very first ones are rather large now. I mean, even for being cherry tomatoes, they're pretty big. They have not quite turned yellow yet though, so they're kind of a lighter green. They're a little bit striated, but not exactly yellow, so I'm gonna wait a little bit longer on them. This is supposed to be a yellow varietal. We'll see what happens. This tomato plant is also making quite a comeback. It's starting to put out new growth, starting to look a lot healthier, and I'm excited about that. It's up over the 2nd ring now, finally. Same can be said for this guy. Starting to put out new growth, starting to look a bit healthier. Oh, and look at that, we even got a tomato on it. We got 2 tomatoes on it. Look at that. That's a new development. So yeah, I'm excited to see that that's happening. Very good. And then the radishes, of course, are doing very well. They're getting bigger, starting to put out some secondary leaves and such here. So yeah, I'm excited about that. I'm hoping that all turns out well. So anyway, I think that's everything for the outdoor garden for now. I gotta water everything, and kind of take care of business quickly before I gotta run off to go to work. So that's the life of a part-time gardener, I guess. So anyway, oh, and let me just show you the herbs, I guess, also. The rosemary is making a comeback, slowly but surely. You can see that it does have new leaves coming in. So I'm quite confident that it will make a full recovery here, which is very good news. The sage, still doing great, still holding its own, still putting out new growth. Very good. And the mint is not doing anything. It still looks scraggly and weird, but I'm hoping that in relatively short time it'll start putting out some new growth. So anyway, thank you for watching. These are going to be some interesting times we live in. Yeah. In the meantime, you know, it's always back to the garden, I guess. No matter where I'm at, you know, if I stay here or I don't stay here or whatever, you know, I'm always going to have a garden with me. And to all of you out there, I guess, you know, happy gardening. Stay classy, America.